And we are on. Sorry. I feel like I'm bored.
You caught me off guard because I thought I still had a minute.
No, you don't have any minutes left. You're negative
Well,
minutes.
hang on. I found my stapler, by the way. But I was about to do something to prop this damn computer up because I don't like my angle.
Also, you want to hit the full screen button to make it easier, like to make it look better on your computer, because we're not looking at comments or anything right now.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. Unless you just want to be
The
like,
center of attention, I do.
I mean, always.
Wait,
Always.
come on now.
Leo.
I did it. You're right there. You see in my eyes. All I see is you.
That's all I can see is the glare in your eyes.
All right. Don't wear glasses, people. I need to get contacts. Maybe that'll be cool. Okay.
No. What are you thinking?
Did not glare.
I don't care about the glare that much.
So anyway, well, what if somebody watching us is having a heart attack because of the glare?
There's nobody having a heart attack because of the glare. Now, maybe have a seizure, but not a heart attack.
So, warning, PSA, if you have, what do we
Light
have?
sensitivity.
Light sensitivity, yeah. What is it? Epilepsy?
We're not doing anything with flashing lights.
We're not.
It's just your,
My glare.
Yeah.
Horrible. How can I fix that? Is it because it's dark?
I think it's just the angle. If you were sitting at more of an angle, it would be different, but I could be wrong. Do you need the glasses?
I mean, no. But wow, is it blinding? Like blur. I'm so blind. That's ridiculous.
You?
Me? Oh my God. I feel.
I mean, right now, because, I'm not reading anything. There's no comments to read. I don't have to have them. But I see better at a distance anyway. I just can't see, if I was needing to read some shit.
I can't see far or close, apparently, because the computer ain't even that close. And the blur.
So you can't see far or close? So you just can't see shit.
If I go up closer, yes, I can see. But, but this isn't far, and I can't fucking see. You know what I mean?
Well, see, what happens to me is the closer I get, the blurrier everything gets.
I'm the complete opposite of you.
I can't. And this is just over the last 2 years. I used to have 2018 vision, and now I've got, I don't know what kind of vision, but it is not good.
Like this, but I think it's progressively getting worse.
It's because you're.
What? Because I'm what? Because I'm what? Say it, Crescent. Say it.
I mean, you might be elevating in your digits a bit.
I'm getting old. That's what she just said to me, guys.
I didn't say it.
Soon you're going to have to be using necromancy on me. Anyway.
I would bring you back any day of the week. Every day of the week.
Promise.
Just to kill you and send you back.
Oh. Well, I can't see. And the next thing I'm going to get is a headache. So.
Okay. I don't want you to have a headache.
So, we are here discussing episode 3 of Necromancy. I have no idea how much we're going to get into today.
I thought this was episode 4.
3. Is it 4?
I think it's 4. I'm about to look. I'm about to check your schedule.
Please don't say it's 4.
I think
actually, it doesn't matter. I haven't titled the video yet. So it doesn't.
Oh, no, you're right. Episode 3. You're correct. Okay. I had in my head that it was 4.
I did too, but I checked. But I only checked the playlist, and when you said 3, I was thinking, oh, did I forget to add a video to the playlist?
No, because it's correct. I'm just, for some reason, I had 4 in my head all day today. It could be because I wrote out next week's schedule already. And I wrote episode. Yeah. Because I've already got the next series put in the planner.
I thank the gods for you. Okay. We are so prepared. We're so prepared. Aren't we always? I love it.
I mean, we knew what day it was. We know what topic we're on. Well, we know what subject we're on. We don't know what topic.
I was gonna say, don't talk so much about that subject because I almost lost. Okay, I was about to talk about a different subject.
Oh,
In here. Okay, so today, we're gonna talk about raising the dead. Okay, we're gonna start into working with spirits, different types of workings, communications, divinations. We're gonna talk about spirits of the land, spirits what Italians call, and well, I think a lot of people. I don't know if it's just Italians, but I've heard this term through Italian culture, the numen, which is the spirit over the place, like residing over the place, object, or thing. You know, it's the numen. Um, and working with animals and working with spirit animals. Yes, there's a difference.
where do you want to start?
I was just gonna ask you that. You read my mind. Go ahead.
Uh, if I read your mind, I would know where to start.
Yeah, though you only read my mind, and my mind was the question, not the answer. That's why. Yeah. Now you
So,
give me the answer.
give me the answer so I know what it is. So the Newman. All right.
The new moon?
Newman?
Newman. Oh,
Newman?
okay. Well, that's not what I said, but all right.
Okay. Well, there. I'm not a psychic.
What we're going with. Okay. Well, it's a good topic to start with. Um. Okay, so the Newman is
I was gonna say, explain what that is in detail, because you're the only person I've ever used the term. So,
okay. It's very the term I think is Italian culture. I could be so wrong on that. That's just where I've heard the term, but the definition defining the word, every culture I believe has this kind of thing. Again, it is just the spirit residing over a place. So like the gatekeeper of the graveyard, or the main spirit of the asylum, or the main spirit haunting over a house. That can also go into the very specifics of the plant rosemary has a spirit. The spirit is the numen of the rosemary. Then you have, the numen of rue, cinnamon, hyssop, frankincense, all of these things, all of these, because witches are animists, right? If I use that word correctly. And we believe that everything has its own living spirit attached to it. Everything has its own numen. So when you work with when you work a protection spell or a money spell with cinnamon, you work with the spirit of the numen of cinnamon, the spirit of cinnamon, and
okay.
that's what makes the magic. You know what I mean? That's the spirit connections and spirit workings that you are doing to make the magic you want happen. The team up of your power with the numen of whatever plant you're using, or herb or root, whatever, combined to get your goal. Witches do that all the time. I just I think not a lot of witches I think a lot of witches use their ingredients without the awareness that they're spirits they're working with even there. Because when people think of calling on spirits, you think spirits of the dead, spirits of gods, angels, demons, entities, servitors, stuff like that. But no one ever really thinks that when you don't call on anyone and you're just using your magic and some herbs, crystals, whatever, you're still working necromancy. You're still working with spirits. You still communicate with spirits. You still give offerings to spirits. I mean, when you like soak a cattail root in whiskey, you are offering whiskey to the spirit of the cattail root to do whatever you wish. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that also goes into maybe also even when you think you're not working with anyone, if
You're
you're
working
working with plants and stuff like that, have your offerings, you're still working with things. You work with elements, there's spirits of those elements. Give offerings, it's like you would when you call on someone from the dead or, a god or whatever.
So basically, to be a witch, you gotta have offerings on you all the time. If you're collecting or visiting, you just have to throw offerings out all the time. We're offering up everything all the time so we can use everything all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Water. Water is a universal offering.
I know. I'm just being dramatic.
Actually,
I know there's a witch out there going to go, Jesus Christ, I never have enough offerings.
literally, that's me sometimes. Not gonna lie, even when you got absolutely nothing on you, if you can like feed the space your energy in a protective manner and give it some type of blessing.
I don't know why you said it like that.
I don't know why I said it like that either. That's an offering.
I mean, I be blessing stuff all the time, and you just don't like to acknowledge it.
Yes, when I sneeze, you say bless you, and I appreciate it.
I do. I sneeze a lot, and I bless myself. That's not what I was gonna say.
All right. All right.
Listen, we
You
need
don't want to get that checked, but
maybe we should have a discussion on blessings one day, like just a whole nother video, so I can explain my side of things, so people don't think I'm a raging asshole.
I can't wait for that video.
Put it on the list.
Oh, God. Yeah, we have a big list for you guys. We're not going anywhere.
Oh my God, there's a whole book. So okay. That being said, the clarification in there was yes, you should be thankful, mindful, and bring an offering if you're collecting, like especially if you're wild collecting, because you are taking from the spirit of the earth in general.
The
Like
spirit
you're
of the place, the numen of that land,
right.
There's like the hierarchy spirit of the forest, the numen, the spirit
Mhm.
within that
Right.
reside within.
But I think people get almost overwhelmed with like, oh, I got to remember to do this and I got to remember to do that. When in general, it becomes a habit to just be mindful of what you're doing and do the water, do the energy work. Those are two things most people have on them all the time now. Like most people carry around a water bottle. You always have your spirit and your energy with you. So like even if you just sit and give a little, you can do that almost effortlessly.
If you smoke cigarettes and you always got a cigarette on you,
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, let's get into that. Although it's not really on the topic, it's off the topic.
let's
Like
get
what? I mean, kind of, but okay.
we did that at the same time.
What? We did?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God. your visit. Your visiting here is going to be obnoxious.
Oh my God, they're gonna hate us.
Oh.
Oh, I can't wait.
Alex,
The things we say at the same time,
it's ridiculous.
not on properly.
No, I don't know why you're still trying.
Because I'm on camera.
No, you're in the dark, basically, though.
Thank the gods for that.
Oh,
I feel so crooked.
anyway. Okay, what about littering? It's a fine line. That's what I'm saying. It's a fine line. So, like, you're leaving things that is for the spirit, but also kind of against the spirit.
Okay. There's okay. I know exactly what I want to say.
Okay, do it.
When it comes to offerings, there's many types of offerings, and depending on who you are and the type of practice you do, and your own morale will tell you like what is okay to offer. So like pouring out liquor, you're not littering. Okay. If you don't want to give out the cigarette because you feel that's littering, cut it open, leave out the tobacco. Okay. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest,
Take the paper.
yeah. I mean, again, for me personally, I will say if I go to the cemetery and they're just literally recently somebody wanted a cigarette, I offered them a cigarette.
Talk on that because that is the defining difference. Is what you're called to do based on your surroundings and the spirits that are there. That
Absolutely,
is the difference.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, definitely, because I mean, yes, you have your own morale that plays a role. Personally, though, if I'm the type, I mean, I really can't speak on it because I'm not, but I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if I was the type to not want to leave out a cigarette because I feel like that's littering, well, if the spirit is asking for that, I don't care what I want. I care what they want, right? So,
Right.
I just do what I'm told to do. However, again, some people will go about that differently. If you're not comfortable leaving the cigarette, pour out the tobacco. If you're not comfortable leaving a bottle of liquor, pour out the liquor. Leave fruit like foods and all that, not littering. It's, it goes to the ecosystem in
Mm-hmm.
ways that benefits it. If not, and wild animals will get to it, and then you're feeding them, which in terms feeds the spirits and yada yada yada. But it's all connected because of the collective consciousness.
You didn't have to go there.
I had to.
Well, I wanted to bring that up because I was thinking as we were talking. You remember when you asked me like what I was looking at? I was thinking, and that's kind of what was on my mind. Like we talk about how we do things,
Hey,
but like
is my head just crooked?
no, your head is not crooked. Your hair's just floofy right there.
Okay. All right. All right.
Just pull the other side. Just pull the other side.
Now I just look like I'm not.
Now you
I'm not
just let it be. Just let it go.
yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
It's fine. You're good.
I look like you.
You're ridiculous. So, all that being said, is like what we do or what he does versus what I do, they're all different, and it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. So it depends on and that's why I was thinking about it. Is your moral compass is going to be different than somebody else's. Like it's great if you can align with somebody on the same moral compass and the same ethics and values and stuff like that. That's great. But if your practice tells you to do things one way, that's your practice. Like that is what you're called to do. Doesn't mean somebody else is not going to have something to say about it. You just got to be firm in what you believe in. You know what I mean? So the day you were at the cemetery and the guy was wanting the cigarette because y'all had this long, lengthy conversation, like,
But yes.
but whatever. I'm just example.
Mm-hmm.
You do what you feel you need to do.
Absolutely.
But that's all with working with the dead because some people want some shit, some people don't.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, people will consider leaving money as littering.
Yeah, but what do we do most often? We leave money.
I mean,
Money, liquor.
yeah. If you feel like you're littering and you're morally not okay with it, go about with your own morals. There is plenty and plenty, a plethora, if not most offerings are in the sense of not littering. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's just no way giving back, Really, and this isn't the video to have this conversation. But my thing is that's not where the littering will come into play. But disposing of spell work is when littering can come into play, kind of, sort of, maybe somehow.
Do you want to cover that?
Hey,
Is that?
It's Thundy, yeah.
I mean, do you want to wait and just write it down, put a pin in it, circle back?
No, I mean, I'll just go about this now, and just because we're talking about it, and I'll just say that in the sense of the way you dispose your offerings, I guess morally go about what you feel is right. Some witches, personally speaking, will leave whatever I need to leave for whatever I am called to do, told to do, how the spell works, whatever the case. I'm not the most. I do a lot for witchcraft.
Yes, you do.
Does that sound bad?
No, it sounds obligated. You're obligated. You've made a moral obligation to your craft based on your own set of rules.
Right. And I'm not saying every spell is going to be that way. I'm just saying some spells are.
Right. I mean, we're both in that boat when it comes to doing things that we have to do. Like it's not always clean and neat and nice and fun and well, it's almost always fun. But
it's always fun.
It's always fun. But it's not always clean or neat. But we do try to. Okay, I will say from a standpoint of we've done a lot of stuff together recently, we do kind of carry the same ethic when it comes to we're going to do the best we can, but we're still going to do what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be as neat and safe as it can possibly be for what we're doing, but we're still going to have to get the job done. So that whatever happens, happens. Like without going into too much detail.
No, absolutely. I mean, even just as like an example, okay. And I'll even say something as I say this. But say if you're doing a reversal spell, a good reversal would be burying a mirror facing facing the direction of your target, buried on their property.
Mm-hmm.
People would say that's littering. Okay, that's cool. There's other ways of going about that spell. You don't have to do that. However, I will also say, not all spells are the same. All spells carry all spells carry certain energies, and it's just a matter of what energy is best, what energy you're really looking for. Some witches, like myself, like homegirl here, we won't settle for something that's closest to what we need because there's littering involved. That might sound harsh, and I don't mean to be harsh.
No, because like I have to take into consideration, or actually, we both have to take in consideration the areas we work in, the ecosystem that we have,
Yep.
the you know
Laws.
well, yeah, the laws, but also like what's going to cross its path that could do damage. Like if something happened and say we didn't bury something deep enough,
Mm-hmm.
a coyote, a fox, a wolf dug it up and consumed it, how sick would they get? How injured would they be? You know what I mean? If there was something to go in the ocean or a river or a swamp, you have to think of the ecology and the ecosystem there, like what's going to consume it, what's going to be fed by it, what's going to be affected by it if there's a toxin in there. You kind of have to be mindful.
Can I
But
say
the work
something
still has to be. What?
can I say something that a lot of people will not agree with me with, but I speak my truths.
Go for
What
it.
if, say, something goes in something, an animal consumes it, an animal dies? Would that add to the power of whatever you're doing?
What?
Would that add to the power of whatever you're doing?
Or it could activate whatever you're doing.
Mm, I'm just saying.
Well,
Uh,
we lightly spoke about this the other day when we were doing some other things, and there are certain things that you can put into play in your spell work. Like, okay, all right, let's get to the nitty gritty, and this is getting way off topic, but like,
yeah.
just because you put something in the ground and you like ram a nail into it, that doesn't mean your spell work is done. There's a chain reaction that you can set into motion that it's like a domino effect. When this happens, like say,
When this happens, this will happen, and when that
and then
happens,
this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's building power along the chains.
Exactly. You're forming the connection between the links in the chains to make them one hit the other.
Correct. Because sometimes
Right.
you need that extra straight to power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll just ram a spike into something, light a candle, and say your spell.
Yeah. Like, not saying that doesn't work for some people and that it doesn't work in general, but for certain things,
That doesn't. Sometimes you just need more. Not that it
you
doesn't work. You just need more.
just need more. There's more power.
And more.
Yeah. Like, and I think that goes in levels of like what work you're doing, who it's for,
Yep.
where they're at, what did the circumstances of the reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Yes, you can in some terms enchant your candle, light your candle, let your candle burn down. Boom, your shit's done. But I would consider that very basic and very low level stuff. Like that is low level stuff.
A lot of magics, especially considering on what you're trying to achieve, and don't forget when it comes to witchcraft, you are literally making the impossible possible, and you're bending. You're manipulating a physical world with your mind. It's sometimes it'll take a lot of stuff and a lot of power. And again, a lot of people will get discouraged when their stuff doesn't work. But it's like, again, what did you do? Did you do enough? Not that doesn't work. Hi. Not that that doesn't work, but
Oh, now we can see all of you.
oh my god, it's like a vampire just saw the sun. Jesus. Um, it's not that that doesn't work. It's just you need more power. You got to
Mhm.
at it. Sometimes, again, it's just not a one and done. Depending on what you're trying to accomplish, if it's something small and something just like that, then yes, it is. And that's why you will see that work. But why
Mhm.
you don't see that work can be a plethora of reasons. One of them just being you ain't got any power.
Right. Exactly. You have to, and sometimes that shit comes in layers. And
Yep.
sometimes that shit takes days, weeks, months, and years.
Yep.
You know, you have to feed it. You know, when we're done doing something, we're exhausted. Like, bro, that's it. We're done. We're not doing shit else. And we're about ready to go to bed.
Yeah, we're turning it in.
Yeah. Like, and then we hit it again the next day. And then the next day until we hit that release point. And it's like, okay, we've had confirmation. We can continue on with whatever phase.
Yep. Yep.
It's like exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, you don't think superheroes are tired?
Right. Shit. Um, but like and that we're probably gonna need to rename this video because that is so not the topic we had meant to discuss.
Well, me for a minute. Bless
Anyway, no, it's a cough. My throat's been bothering me.
you. Your cough sounds like sneezes.
My sneeze sound like a fairy farting. So
What?
you've heard me sneeze.
What did she say? My father's looking at me like, what did she say? What is it?
A
I
fairy.
I don't know because I don't know when you sneeze versus when you cough. That sounds like a sneeze. You just
Okay.
went through. I swear to God.
No, I went. No, that didn't sound the same because it wasn't an actual cough. Whatever. Necromancy. Necromancy.
Necromancy. Yeah.
Raising the dead, damn it. Raising the dead. Raise,
So
raise the
the
dead.
spirits of the Newman, right? You just like any other spirits. These are spirits you want to commune with, want to get to know, want to connect with, right? There's Newman in the graveyards. You know, if you just think of spirits of the dead and that's it. No, you got the whatever tree, plant life, whatever is growing, whatever life forms there are, with even the animals and everything, you have their spirits residing. There's many spirits you got to get familiar and connected with.
Mhm.
Sounds like a lot of work, and it kind of is, but for great purposes and great reasons.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's why we said you need to visit that place to build that relationship to get to know the
Constant
spirits. Yeah.
repetition, right? Yeah. Repetition. You keep doing it constantly, consistently. You'll be golden.
Yeah.
Visit the place once and just thank your besties with everybody that's there.
Right.
Again, and especially be aware because you might not even be aware of some of the spirits that are there. And when you think you got most of everybody's friendship, you don't. You know.
Mhm.
You know what? One of the best offerings for the Newman: pick up litter that is there, that is on the grounds. What is that?
That was a cough.
Sounded like a sneeze. That was a sneeze.
That's a cough.
Isn't that cough?
Next time I sneeze, pay attention because I'm telling you, it's
I
like
don't know what does. I don't know what you sneeze unless I just don't hear it.
I think you just don't hear it because,
Okay.
like,
A what?
I'm talking about sneezing. My nose starting to itch.
Good sneeze.
No, move
Do a
on.
sneeze.
No. Mm,
Just let it happen. All right.
anyway,
All right. All right. So there's that. Again, fields. You know, when you see a field and you get so encompassed in that energy, that's the Newman. Okay? The pumpkin patches, apple, anything you can think of, the spirit of the place, boom. Okay, moving on. Okay. Okay. Speaking of spirits of the place, spirits of the land and nature and the herbs and the trees and the wind and the clouds and the sky and the land and the animals, right? We're going to go into animals. So that's a whole other thing. And me and Rowan have a little cauldron chat called Flora and Fauna that goes into a lot of this and what we're talking about. But so Working with animals. The reason I say personally that the difference between working with animals and working with the spirit of animals are two different things. In ways, they're not. You cannot do one without the other. I mean, you can work with the spirit without the body, but if you're working with the body, you're working with the spirits. But that's where I'm kind of going into working with animals, as in their bones, their fur, their claws, their teeth, their skull, all of that, their hair, whatever their decomposing bodies, whatever the case is, full on, um, what taxidermy stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Okay. Versus now you're calling on their spirits, or you don't have any of that, but you still invoke their spirits, so offerings, stuff like that. Okay, so I want you to start me off, or you start off, and then I'm gonna follow you up.
Okay. So you're talking about
Don't look at my phone.
so working with the spirit without the body. I would say if you flying wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
We worked with what, two different animal type spirits making
Yeah,
that wheel.
I had an update.
Yeah, you do. We have the spirit of a bird and the spirit of a dragonfly. So we have parts of both in the oil that is not to be consumed, obviously. But, you're using the essence of bird for flight and the dragonfly also for a variation of flight. Dragonflies are smaller and get into smaller places. Birds are bigger but can go to higher and longer distances in elevation. So you need both of those in a flying wheel to cover both your bases. But that's working with the spirit of the animal plus the bug. So then if you go for like stealth, you would work with the spirit of a wolf, in my opinion, or an owl, because owls are silent flyers. So if I'd have had an owl feather, that would have 100% been my
You would
thing.
have been golden.
Oh yeah. I love, because like they are silent flyers. So, and the research on
You
their,
know what? Just because you said that,
go
I'm gonna
ahead.
add snakeskin. I'm gonna add snakeskin in the future because I think snakeskin is a good animal to use for. I mean, I
Hmm.
understand the flight for astral projection, but I can
Hmm.
also imagine astral projecting and shaping into a snake and leaving that way, and then you have the shedding of the skin. The, I mean, I'm just, leave me alone.
Hey, no, I was following your train of thought. So for stealth, I would do that. If you're going to work with, and it also depends on what work you're doing and for what purpose, right? So you can't, I mean, I guess in theory, you could call up whatever animal is called to you to work with their spirit based on whatever working you're doing. But in my mind, like things have to be pretty specific.
Mhm.
Um, so if I'm doing like, God, I just went blank.
Though you did that.
Hmm.
Though you did that.
I did. I went blank.
I was the one smoking, not you.
It happens. Um, I'm trying to think. I used flight for bird, stealth for a wolf, or even a snake. Really, a snake's can be pretty stealthy. You never really hear them because they're low to the ground. And,
See them, and then you
yeah,
see they're right on your ass. Or
exactly.
and then you don't see it till you look down and they're right there and you're like, oh fuck.
Ferrets for finding things.
Raccoons
Rats
for
for
finding.
finding things. Raccoons, trash
Rats
cans.
are a lot of things.
Rats are good for a lot. Rats are that all-purpose type thing, kind of. I feel like maybe not like flying, but like for getting in small
I
spaces.
mean, no, I mean you could use it for astral projection if you're trying to get into like smaller spaces, trying to get in someone's house. Not for bad purposes.
No, but ew, I don't. Not. Everybody's got their specifics.
So the point is, yes, use the animal. Now, okay, so this is my thing, right?
Oh,
Oh,
wait, because I didn't talk about physical. I just talked about like the spirit of.
oh wait. Before you go into the physical, I want to bring it. Well,
Do it. Do it.
I mean, no, because this kind of goes into both. Never mind. Go into the physical.
Well, a lot of people in penis workings
Yeah.
use um, animal parts of raccoon because they're easily you can get them all the time.
Yeah.
Um, and that's like one of the most common is a raccoon penis.
Mhm.
Which the fact that you can buy those is just amazing to me, to be honest.
I know. They come in like keychain forms.
I know it's kind of creepy.
It's weird.
It's kind of weird.
I know.
Um,
There's a
but
little witch in all of us.
what?
There's a little witch in all of us.
Oh, there must be. But like skulls on altars, that's the bone of whatever. Like I know you probably have what two in front of you.
Hmm. Well,
So
actually, I do have two in front of me, but I got four also in front of me. I got two on the altar, two in the little drawers.
right. So you encompass the crown or the skull of whatever the animal
Yeah,
is.
no, yeah. The skull is probably the most sacred because there you not control. Well, that's not what I meant to say, but there you contain the essence of that animal. There you like you said, the crown aspect. You can call on their spirit much more easily than you would via any other part. Not that any other part would be lacking. If you have any bone of a spirit, odds are any calling you do, they'll come forth because that's their bones. It's kind of no matter what. It's just more of a higher and more efficient frequency when you have the skull, in my personal belief.
I agree. I agree. And I think that takes a lot more respect in the work that you're doing than a part you can buy just about anywhere. But it's harder to get a hold of full skulls, unfortunately. Well, it's not harder, but it is more expensive, and it is a lot of people don't deal with them. Like you'll find little bitty bones, but finding a
And yeah, even when you find bones, odds are you won't find a skull. It's
yeah,
already jacked it.
right.
Yeah.
Um, but then you look at chicken feet; they're plenty. Like you can get chicken feet anywhere, just about.
Well, and that also goes into like pig feet, like any like animals, like you can even get at the grocery store. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Go to the little dollar store for little dog treats. You got the pig ears.
Hmm.
And you can
That's
use
a good
that,
call out.
huh?
That's a good call out. If you needed,
I use that though. There was one. You need someone to listen to you, yo. You get that pig ear. You yank that. I
that's
need
a really good. That's a really good animal to use for that purpose because they're very trainable. They're just like dogs.
exactly. They're one of the smartest animals.
Yeah, they're very trainable. They're very smart. So if you need somebody to listen to you and you can't like come
Right
up
at
with
the
a
dollar
different, huh?
store. Right at the dollar store. Or if you ain't got a
Mhm.
dollar store, you can go out Amazon, right? You go on Amazon, get your little pig ears. There you go.
Pet stores.
Literally. And
Pet stores.
again, there you'll also find animal parts.
Hmm.
There's a lot of places you wouldn't expect to find animal parts. You'll find animal parts.
Yeah, I mean,
You can
the
go
pet
on.
store I work at has a plethora of bones.
What happened?
The animal store that I work for has a plethora of bones and ears and other parts that I didn't know were parts.
You can go on. You can go on online any taxidermy place,
Hmm.
any country place. There's one place I go to. I don't know what it's called. It's like Hillbilly Furniture or something. They have stop. No, it's a funny ass name, but they got a bunch of shit. They got alligator feet. I don't know what I think Hillbilly Furniture or something like that. But yeah, shout
Oh,
out
I
to them.
think it's great. Yeah,
They're
that's great.
cheap. That's where I've gotten. It's not my chair. All my animal furs on my chair, like my chair.
Hmm.
Actually, that animal fur, right,
Oh, on the back on the table back there.
and then right there.
Is that rabbit?
That's rabbit. This is lamb.
Mm-hmm.
I think lamb.
Okay. I would like to have a piece of leopard, like the
Yeah,
hide of a leopard, for
me
a
too.
lot of stuff.
Me too.
That would be amazing.
See that? Lion. Don't get me started. That's the last thing I need is a hide of a lion.
We should go on a safari.
We should.
No, wait, you can't do that.
Why? Do we have to get shots?
I mean, yeah, we have to get shots, but like
Um,
you can't hunt on a safari. Safari is just like I think it's illegal now. I think we're diving into poaching, and we shouldn't do that. We're not poachers.
All right, next topic. No.
Next topic.
So,
Sorry about that.
how do you go about? Okay, how do you go about calling on? Like, okay, so you get the animal part, right? But like, do you just have the animal part like present, or like do you call on the spirit of that animal? And if it's the latter, what do you do? How do you go about that?
I would do calling to the spirit of whatever animal it is to invoke the presence to be here with me, and to that way its spirit knows the job, like the mission. You know what I mean? Like,
When did
oh,
he leave?
I didn't see him leave either.
I thought he went into his room.
That's what I thought.
I'm scared.
Dad's teleporting.
I'm ready to backtrack his video right now.
I know, because I didn't see him walk by.
I swear he went into his room. Okay.
All right.
Too.
Hmm. Okay.
Moving on. Spirits, necromancy, raising the dead. How do you call on them?
I would invoke the spirit of the animal.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I remember him going outside. Because I remember I'm like, oh, he's going to go hang out.
The ADD's real today.
Yeah.
Both of us. Both of us.
Mm.
I would call on the spirit. There, I said it. Boom, done.
How would you go about that? Just like saying, hey, yo, spirit, get your ass down here?
No, I would light a candle. I wouldn't like do the whole call. You know how you call to mother or her or whatever? I would bring them in. And when I got the feelies and the tinglies, I'd be like, okay, well, here's what we're doing. This is what I'd like carried out. This is,
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
yeah. And I would set about doing it that way. And a lot of that is like basic meditation for me. Like I would just sit there until I felt the presence or I saw it in my head.
So I always also give offerings. Whereas, me and my dad, I'm offer everything. I'm gonna offer my house one day. So I always listen in to what the spirit specifically wants as an offering. If they don't, I just again universal offering. Universal offering is water or like a potion for the intent. Like if I make money charms, sometimes I'll get I'll make a potion of of money and finance and drawing stuff like that, and I'll offer that to the spirits. If I'm working with chicken feet, I'll dip the hands into the water. If I'm working, some animals require certain things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna go into the
Nah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Okay. You do what you feel called to do in the moment.
Exactly. Whatever the spirit asks for. And sometimes spirits will be like, without this, I say no. So, and that's up for you to be like, do you want to proceed or not?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you're going to get told no sometimes. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. So, continue.
So, and that's actually one of the biggest things too. I mean, I guess just working with spirits and raising the dead, right? They can say no. And the animal spirits, the spirits of the Newman will do the exact same thing. They can say no to you, and you got to be prepared for that sometimes. And that's okay. Don't use those parts then. And sometimes it's not even just, maybe it's just those, maybe it's not the animal part, but maybe it's just that spirit. Sometimes, but it also depends on what you're working with, because sometimes when you're working with, I'm going to show an animal part. Nobody freak out. When you work with a specific bone, right? You work with this specific spirit. Sometimes without the bone, or depending on your own intention, sometimes with the bone, you can work with this and work in the general spirit. Say you don't have snake skin or a body of a snake or any bones of snakes, but you want to invoke the spirit of the snakes. What I mean? the general spirit of that animal to come forth. But 9 times out of 10, unless you make your intention clear, and unless the spirit of this animal will even permit it, you can work with this bone, not the spirit. But that goes on the spirit again, and if you want to or not. But 9 times out of 10, yes, when you work with bones, you're going to work with their spirit. You can work with their spirit and the whole essence of things to make things just stronger because you have them and their ancestors, kind of thing.
I have an amendment.
An amendment. What's the amendment?
Well, it's not an amendment or an addendum or whatever, but it's like an added little witch tip, which you may or we haven't actually discussed this in my recollection. I don't think we have, but I don't know what I did there. If you do not have access or do not feel comfortable working with bones, blood, whatever, you are very comfortable, most likely, with pen and paper. So you could write the name of the animal you wish to work with, the intention you want them to do, or whatever, and do the whole fold it up and burn it and send it to the spirit. That way you
You,
never have to touch the animal.
congratulations, you just did something for us.
What?
We are moving on to the next topic because of what you just said.
Oh, okay.
But
Great.
what did we talk about? Yeah, okay. Scratch this. Okay. Because that's going to bring us. I mean, do you feel like that's it for like the working with spirits and stuff like that?
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there for people that maybe are a little bit more squeamish or don't have access or whatever,
Because that can bring us into the whole working with sigils and seals.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because, so, okay, I'm going to. Can you say something while I draw real quick? Keep
Yes.
the high.
Yes. Uh, a lot of time, like there are certain people that practice magic that are on the very deep down low. Are you done already? Or are you ready?
Nope, I said give me an animal, but I already got an animal in my head.
Okay. And you're a closet witch, still in the broom closet, but you need to carry out something involving a snake or something involving a rabbit or a bird or a war horse or whatever. You can do like a basic petition and write the animal spirit on there, and then underneath, like, or all around, however you decorate your petition work, and put it, write it out. Don't be scared to like write, because you're gonna burn it. Nobody's gonna see it anyway, right? So tell it exactly how you feel, what you're thinking, what the action, what action it needs to do, or what you're looking for. You know, don't be as scared to get creative when you really don't have any other options, because that's when the best spell work comes out of people, is when you kind of are just working with what you've got, and for lack of a better term, hoping for the best but preparing for the worst. And sometimes you got to do things on the fly. Say you're in a fucking Walmart parking lot and you've got pen and paper. You just happen to have a lighter and you've got something you need to do because Aunt Sally's called you up crying about something and you're trying to help her out. Fucking do what you need to do. Write it down, set it on fire, and be done with it. All that's going to be left is ash. And you've accomplished your goal to the best of your ability until you can get to a point where you can actually like be at your altar or your sacred space and do the full on thing. But you've already sent a message to spirit ahead of time and gave them like a warning email of, hey, I'm about to do this. This is what I'm doing. Keep it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? Like the KISS method. Do what you got to do with what you got.
Yep. And here is a simple. Don't know this. Here is a simple sigil if you wanted to work with the spirit of the snake.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, I mean, do you? But when I really be doing this, it ain't gonna be this sloppy. But just make a sigil out of the animal's name or the essence, have that imagery pop up, and you can use that as a sigil to place it down if you don't want to work with any type of animals parts. Put it down, have a circle of offerings or whatever the case, have 5 candles, however the hell you want to do it, even if it's just throwing it in a dish, you know what I mean, and call on the spirit, and that would do that. I have no idea what you were talking about. I'm sorry, I was so in the zone.
No, you're good. I talked about it. You're good.
Okay.
It was just do what you can, what you got.
Yeah.
if you're not at home, but you need to do something.
Oh,
Most of
yes, yes. I
the
remember you were saying something about you being at Walmart. You got paper and pen. No, literally.
yeah.
You can set it on fire, rip it up.
Put 3 pennies on the pavement beside your car and call it a day.
Literally,
It's
literally.
easy.
Throw some water down. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Maybe on the earth, not on the concrete.
I mean, yeah, but like I
I
said,
mean, but yeah, do what you got. You know what I mean? Do
yeah.
what you
I
got.
mean, we're just trying to make things happen here.
Right, right. So yeah, yeah.
Okay, so sigil, you did the sigil.
Sigil. I went into a little bit of the sigils, seals.
Go into seals. Do the seal. Do the seal. I've been talking this whole damn time. Do the seal.
Same thing with sigil. Basically, get the sigil down. Meditate on it. Okay. Meditate on the sigil, and again with your offerings, call on that animal. Now, however you do that, you use Latin, you use certain music, you actually just be like, I call out to the spirits of the snakes to come forth and gather around, accept thine offerings. Here is my work. Here is my plea. Help me do what I need to do. You know, get your answers, whatever the case is. And you can have that on your altar as a conduit for that animal to come through. Now you can use that. You can use the seal in any type of mojo bags, or add it to the bottom of candles. Burn it with the candles. Have that essence go into the spell, whatever way you want to use it. Just like using sigils in witchcraft, have that. Have the name around. That to me is a little more specific, I think, than just having. I mean, you can do whatever you want. For me, I like to have the circle with the name, and like the double circle with the name of the animal I want to conjure, um, to be more specific. But however you want to do it, and that'll invoke the spirit. And just as if you had the animal part, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really simple. It sounds more complicated than it is in theory. Because in theory, it sounds super complicated, but when you break it down, it's really not. It's you're literally just writing it out,
Right,
drawing it, and throwing some energy into it, and being respectful.
right.
What was the next one?
Believe it or not, I think.
Did we
Oh
hit off?
no, no, we can go into the. Oh no, we got two more. We got a couple more. All right, two specifically, but one if we get there. If we get there. If we get
Okay.
there. All right. However, um, okay. So, what is your now? This is not animal purposes. It can include animals, but just moving on from the animals, types of workings that you feel are best suited to call on the ancestors or to call on other entities
Ooh,
to strengthen.
types of working.
Like, yes, there is the everyday, like, yeah, whatever you feel that you can use the ancestors' blessing and strengthen, use it. But I mean those specific spells that are more geared towards them.
I think this is gonna sound so basic. Ugh. Healing.
hmm No, yeah,
I feel like that's just like a go to for calling in your ancestries. Defense,
protections.
protection.
Mhm.
Um,
Going defense or offense.
Both really,
Mhm.
because like you want. Okay, we both have like. Well, I know you have Swedish, right?
Mhm.
Do you have Danish, Nordic? I might. I think it's just me.
I have German.
German. I mean, that's. Eh. Um, if you have warriors, which I think just about every culture does, right?
No,
If
right.
if you call on the spirit, the ancestors, the
I got
warriors,
Irish in me, so I know there's the Celtic Vikings that my
right?
cousin raves about.
Oh, of course.
He found out we were Irish. He was like, "Oh my god, we have Vikings." And he's on a whole Viking thing.
I mean, so I was ecstatic to find that out, and then I realized that I might have gotten that in spirit, I didn't get it in body, but that's okay. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter that I'm the. You know the dwarf. You know the little guy in Lord of the Rings with the battle axe.
Yeah, yeah.
That's me. That's me. I'm just a mean little person with a battle axe.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
But
It
that's what
really is you. That is the perfect,
I know. And I have a tomahawk in my. Never mind. Um, it's an axe. It's just a smaller one.
You know what a tomahawk is.
Yeah, I know. No, I know, but I just wanted to clarify. Like, I know tomahawk kind of denotes a different kind of ancestry, but
Oh,
it's an axe, and that's all that matters. Um, but like, if I'm going on offense or defense, that's the energy that I didn't realize I was calling on in my ancestors. That I call on, be like, "Yo, shields up," literally shields up. I want that essence and energy to be around me, keeping us safe.
I was just having an idea for another series. Please ignore me.
Write it down. Put a pen in it.
I was wondering if we should bring it up, not today, but in this series, and we so could, but we'll talk later. We'll talk later. Let me just write it down.
444 and Siri kicked on with
So, what? Is something happening down there?
Yeah, but it's 444 and Siri picked up series and she was like
She
Spirit,
agrees.
yeah, spirit is spoken.
Right. So, I agree in the sense of any type of healings, protections, definitely going after people, because the only reason you should be going after people in the first place is if there's justice to be made. You know what I mean? And you're not just going after people just to hurt people. But if there's reasons to be made, then surely go for it. You also have, in this sense, like, okay, you want to honor the dead. You can go, okay, so I did this yesterday. You can go to the cemetery with a black candle and just honor the dead, give offerings, and pay homage. Um, there's certain rituals like during Samhain where like the dumb supper where you don't even it's not just to Samhain. You can do this at any point of the year where you just make a feast for you and your ancestors. You know what I mean? And you just gather around the kitchen table, dining room table, and you just with you and your ancestors, and you're just silent or not. Maybe you're gathering and telling stories, whatever the case is. However, you celebrate your dumb suppers. Um,
I love a good dumb supper.
Mm-hmm. There's workings in the sense where one of my favorite workings to use and harness the powers of the ancestors is any type of um, like clairvoyant, like psychic power kind of spells. Strengthening your gifts, meditations. If you want to dream of a certain thing, you want to astral project, you want to do anything that involves your psychic senses. The ancestors and the spirits are great to amplify that.
Do you have a video on not flying oil because we've done that one, but yeah, did we? I thought we did. Anyway, do you have one for just like the psychic ability oil, eye bright and mugwort, all that jazz?
No, believe it or not, actually, I don't think I have any psychic spells or anything like that on mine.
What kind of
I don't even think we did film the flying oil.
I don't know. I can check.
I'm
Huh?
ready here, girl.
Oh, I was look. I'm doing the same thing.
We didn't. Last thing we did was the witch's anointing oil. Great video. Go check that out, guys.
Yeah.
All-purpose witch's anointing oil.
Okay. You're right. So
It'll amplify, strengthen, whatever. Go get it. Watch the video. We'll tell you.
go get it. I think people would be interested in that. I mean, we can't ever do a short video because we're already at an hour on this one. But I thought we did. Oh, it was Dear Witch's anointing I was thinking about. Okay, never mind. Um, well, maybe it should happen. Maybe that's why I brought it up because
Maybe,
that's a simple.
yeah. And actually, that's a great recipe. I'm surprised we didn't think of that.
Well, I know we've used those combinations a couple times, but
Yeah.
it's a stupid simple recipe.
Um, what else was I missing? I feel
I
like
don't know.
you had me on a thing right there. I don't
You
know.
were writing down something about a new series.
Oh, yeah. No, just I was thinking of psychic spells. Maybe that's something we could also try and like think about later.
Mm.
However, but yes, any type of divinations and stuff like that, great to call on the ancestors. And talking about divinations, do you have any when it comes to divinations and with this, like how would you think, or how in your craft and your practice do the ancestors and divination connect?
Okay, say that again clearly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Divination, the ancestors.
Oh, like how, like communicating?
How do they, well, like, do you, yeah, like when you use divination, are you communicating with the spirits? Are you communicating with someone else, something else? How does that, like when you use divination, I guess, who do you communicate with? And is it the ancestors? Because for me in my practice, when I use divination, I commune, unless it's to someone specific, it's always the ancestors. And even if it's someone specific, it's that person and the ancestors.
I think I do it because now that you're talking, I'm trying to walk through like the
Have
last
you?
time we did cards. When I was at the altar and you were doing your thing, and I had already done my thing because I was letting you do your thing.
Hmm.
I did. I don't know if it would be invocation, but it was like it was kind of like talking to them the same way like I talk to Hecate because I always bring Hecate in like
Hmm.
for everything.
Especially divination. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like I feel like the presence is also like inviting whomever in my past could have influence or like okay, my grandmother, especially with money, if I'm doing any divination regarding money, my grandmother. She's the first one I think of when I do that.
Hmm.
That lady could make a nickel scream and shit a $10 bill.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I mean, she
No,
just knew.
Granny, come help
Right,
me. Come help a witch out.
right. Like, but that's the first person I think of when I think of money. When and uh, I just want that wisdom. You know what I mean? So any advice that comes in, I would like it to be, Granny Millie talk it. Like talk to me. Give me it all.
Yeah,
You know?
the secret.
Right.
Right.
So yes, I do call in certain and I will say certain ancestors depending on what I'm asking.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like I don't do anything specific with general readings,
Hmm.
but like if it's something super specific or specific in general on the subject, then yeah, I will look to certain things.
Absolutely. So with me, it's okay. I'm very open when it comes to divinations.
Mhm.
So I'll commune with anyone who is trying to commune with me and who will answer the questions and yada 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 and's got the information. I am, however, the reason I'm the way I am is because I have my protections, my wards, the cleansings, the everything up the butthole wazoo. Because if you can't get in, you can't get in. But if you can get in, then there's reasons you can get in and you can communicate with me and I'll get my answer, you'll get your offerings and yada
Demons just be walking through here giving advice and shit.
yada. If they're not hurting me and they'll get their offering and give me my wisdom and be like, all right, catch you later. If you can get in, you're good. And that's why I do emphasize have your wards, have your protections if you're gonna do it like me. If you're not, you maybe I mean, when it comes to divination, it's a very you don't know unless okay. Ouija board, pendulum, tarot, runes, stuff like this, unless it's geared to someone specific, you don't know who you can really be communicating with if you don't have any type of protection, stuff like that. It is dangerous for certain reasons. Unless you got like same with Oracle, but depending really, because some
Mhm.
oracles are geared, like the Oracle of Santa Muerte, the Oracle of Zeus, the Oracle of Poseidon, the Oracle of Hecate, the Oracle of Hades. Why is everything Greek? The Oracle of Anubis, the Oracle of Bath, the Oracle of the Angels, whatever.
The occult oracle deck or tarot deck that I have.
Gears to specifically
The demons.
the demons.
The demons.
Have an oracle for demons. Yes.
Like the box should come with a warning.
It does.
There like the reviews, there are warnings in the reviews when you go to purchase it. Like, yo, be careful.
I was gonna say, is there not warnings with the?
I don't remember seeing. There might be in the guidebook. I think I vaguely remember seeing something and like be specific. When you're
Yeah, and that's just the thing. Again, not everything's out to hurt you. A lot of things are though. Not everything. So be protected of those who are, those who can get in, and just and that's why you always got to offer things when you do divinations, unless you're speaking to someone specific, like grandma who don't need a glass of water. Sometimes that candle is all that's needed. Even specific saints or angels, same thing. Maybe same thing with deities, depending on what they ask for, whatever. But always some type of offering, even if it's a candle. So like it's a this for that. If you were asking for some type of wisdom and communication, back up.
My grandmother would have me in a roach infested house if she had her own altar, because that chick she's where I get a lot of my stuff from. She would have me putting fiddle faddle out, cheese puffs, cheese balls, potato sticks,
Yes.
coffee.
You just gotta clean up. That's all the next day.
Oh
Get
my
rid.
god. I would look like a snack hoarder if because she is always prevalent in my life. Like she is very like upfront. Her and my grandfather.
Come here, buddy. I'm gonna let this cat out real quick. He's having a heart attack because Dad's outside and he's not with him.
Oh,
Come here, buddy. Come on.
poor baby. Him is a baby.
Come on.
Where'd he go? Oh, I see him now. Just and then freaking Phoebe's just like, wow. Isn't that Phoebe right there? Yeah, okay, I saw her move. Yeah. I was like, Phoebe's just like, you're such a brat.
I'm sorry for the interruption.
Hmm?
I'm sorry for the interruption.
It's okay. I was just talking about my grandmother. She might need an altar one day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So does Grant. You gotta communicate with Grant Auntie May.
Who?
Auntie May.
Auntie May? Yeah. I need to do more research on that. Because like Melly May was her name.
Yeah.
But she wasn't born or she didn't die in that specific year. But I know I had there's a lot of Mays and Mellies and crap in my Alabama lineage.
Well. So
you wanna
that's kind of why I just do like again with the protection and stuff like that. Careful on who you communicate with, stuff like that.
Yeah. You always have to have your protections up anyway.
Cleanse I feel like, after.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't cleanse with sage if I'm gonna do divinations.
No, I don't either, but I want to hear you explain it.
So the reason I don't, again, unless it's the aftermath, the reason I don't prior is because for me, I feel like not a lot of spirits in general necessarily prefer the burning of sage. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe that's just what I've always heard. But I've heard that with the spirits burn the sage, right? In general, I feel like not a lot of spirits like it. I don't know. Maybe the good ones are cool with it. I don't know.
Okay, so I similar fashion, but the opposite direction. If I'm trying to get rid of something in my house, sage is not going to be my first thing to get rid of a spirit.
First, well, I mean, I do agree with it. It depends on what we're working with because sage, I feel, isn't really even suited for removal of spirits. To be honest.
No, I feel like it's to cleanse the air.
Maybe
Uh,
your aura, stuff like that, cleanse objects, stuff like that. But if you're
mhm.
working actual, if you're trying to remove a spirit or a curse or heavy duty stuff, yeah, no, babe, you're gonna need not sage.
You're gonna need not sage, but a lot of other stuff. Not even a lot, just a
Just
combination of stuff.
just other stuff, not
Yeah,
sage. Sage ain't the best for that. And so, I
yeah.
mean, with that being said, I don't really, again, when it comes to bringing in, I'll leave that for aftermath to cleanse the air. I'll also bring in other things though, because I'm one with burning mugwort is a huge protection.
Mhm.
Also, black sage is a very huge protection when it comes to spirits, demons, anything on the other side, other entities, stuff like that. Um, Personally, for me, if it gets confusing, I use spirit for general term, demons, angels, gods, stuff like that. Well, all of them have spirits. That's what we work with, right? So, in case I say spirits, you don't think I mean demons or angels because I mean all of the above when I say spirit.
Yeah, that is an interchangeable word through the realms. Spirit. Um,
That's another word. I mean, that's another topic too. But I feel like demons has turned into a like not turned, but was always a general term like demons or jinns, But because of the religion, they made it evil. Just like they would make spirits evil or the witch's familiar evil, stuff like
well, you got to think who's talking about it too, though, and the perspective that they're talking from.
that.
Sometimes, and I'm not trying. It's gonna sound like I'm shitting on certain religions, but I'm not. I just feel like certain people in certain religions kind of umbrella term things because they don't understand the differences between them and they're too scared to figure it out. Does that does that mean?
Makes sense. No, that makes sense. I don't think so. Everybody has different beliefs. That's something you got to understand, And just because they don't agree with you doesn't mean that it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You gotta, again, understand who you're speaking to, where they're coming from, and there you will understand the meaning of their terminology.
right, right.
Yeah.
Because like demon gets to okay, getting off topic again, but I feel like it needs to be talked about if you're okay with it.
Hmm.
This video is long as hell anyway. If you made it this far, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much if you make it.
But like, okay, negative entities in a home is not always a demon.
Mhm.
It could be a
It's rarely
plethora.
ever a demon.
Right. Like
It's
they're
like
not.
that's like one of the last things it is.
Yeah, like that is not. But I feel like there are certain.
Hmm.
They just it's a demon. We
Yeah,
must exercise the demon.
it's a demon.
You know.
No,
And I'm like, okay, but what if it's not? What if it's a if it's because some spirits will try to get your attention in a multitude of ways, and if you're not picking it up, they're going to go to the extreme, just like a human does. Because at the end of the day, some people that have passed on they were a human. Well, they were a dickhead in life. They're going to be a dickhead in the afterlife. You don't
absolutely.
become nice just when you die. And if Uncle Frank is over here knocking on your wall at 3 a.m. because your music's too loud, and he's trying to tell you, he's probably tried to tell you before, and you didn't hear him, so he went to knocking on your damn door. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make him a demon. It just makes him aggravated.
A lot of people
Demons.
will say like, "Oh, I have a demon," or "My boyfriend has a demon," "My girlfriend has a demon," "Someone has a demon." But
No, they don't.
it's legit like 0.01% chance they got a fucking.
Right. It's probably just a dark entity that has attached to them, wreaking havoc on them.
And no, that doesn't mean that's a demon. No, 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 no. Demons, if it's not used in a general term, no, no. There's actual spirits that are classified as demons, and they're not evil. They they got their own feelings, especially about humanity. But guess what? So do spirits, like of the dead. So
Right.
do fairies. So
Right.
does gods. So does
Right.
angels. It's just it's more emphasized because of the popularity of not only the main controlled religion, but of Hollywood and stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
yeah, and no, it's not. It. And even, you know what? Even if they got a demon, maybe that's a good thing. Never thought of that.
I
Maybe.
mean, let's be honest. Demons are okay. Oh, we're about to sound real arrogant. What'd you do to draw the attention of a demon? I mean, outside literally summoning one, like what did you do in the 7 billion people on Earth that
Would
require?
get a demon.
Yeah, like why would a demon be knocking at your? Like, what did you do? It's my first question. What did you do?
What did you do?
And like the hell? Okay, and then how do you know it's a demon? How do you know it's a demon? Tell me how you know it's a demon.
Right. Right. Because it's evil and it hurts me and it's mean and it scratched me and it wants me dead. Babe, do you know how many entities would want you dead? Just for the
And that
fun?
right.
Just for
And
fun? Remember when you were a kid and you would magnify ants for fun? Entities would
right.
look at that. And babe, it's again not a demon. It's
It's not a
really
demon.
and again, unless you was like trying to summon one and something got fucked up, just because you did that again doesn't mean it's a demon. You probably just got something else because there's a plethora of entities out there. It's infinite amount of entities that are out there. And then
Mhm.
you also got the fact that unless a witch cursed you to fucking hell and back and sent a demon to you, or just some weird madman, like you're not. It's not a demon, babe. It ain't.
Right.
Demons
Now,
don't care about, for the most part, demons don't want nothing to do with humans, don't care about humans, don't like humans, and because they don't like humans, they ain't gonna fuck with humans.
right. I mean,
If you don't fuck with someone at work, do you just spend all your day with them? No. You stay away from them.
yeah. It's just so rare, but it gets used so often. It's almost laughable. It's like the boy that cried wolf. You know, you hear about it so much. It's like really, you know. So it's just annoying, and I feel like certain people invite certain things. One, you should never dabble. Okay, don't do that. You should never dabble. But I feel like there's a lot, especially with the popularization of witchcraft in the media and witchcraft online and all this other shit. Everything's very trendy, trendy, trendy right now. That people are doing things without one researching more than one place, reading, you know, going to people that have had the same or shared experience, like actually having a conversation with someone that may or may not have been through it. Because you can talk to somebody and tell somebody's been through some shit just by some of the words that they say or how they word things or phrase things. Baby, you didn't have a demon. You had a bad attitude, and the consequence was really. Do you see that? You see that?
Throw it.
It's my good. It's my pencil.
It's your little pencil.
It's my little pencil. And he wants it.
Clearly, he said, "Give it."
Him can't have it. I don't have nothing. I came home to like 3 markers on the floor. I got nothing for you. Go find your own toys. Here.
Right.
Oh, there we go. But
Right.
like, you scared him. I lost my train of thought. Damn cat.
Fuck the demon. I mean, not.
Okay.
We love demons.
We love to let the demons stay where they're at. I mean, I'm just saying, like that. I'm just tired of it. Like people just, I got a demon. My sister's got a demon. My brother's got a demon. No,
It's
no.
not. Right. No. But I think that kind of wraps up for necromancy. I don't. We
So,
did almost 20 minutes. I mean, an hour and 20 minutes. I said a minute.
I think we said enough.
I think we went on enough rants for.
Oh my god, so off topic.
But thank you guys for being with us. And again, episode 3 of Necromancy. Unfortunately, this is not the last, but the next one, episode 4, will be the last episode of the Necromancy series, unless the future has something we don't know about. But so stay tuned. Next Sunday is episode 4, last episode of Necromancy. So
Yes.
we'll see you guys then. Actually, we'll probably see you in like the next video. It won't
Right.
be. Bye, guys.
Bye.